everybody, my name is Jingjing. I'm a journalist from China. I'm truly honored and privileged to be offered this opportunity to speak here. As someone who was born and raised here in China, witnessing these progresses happening around me every day, yet very often I'm still quite shocked by some of the dramatic changes my home country has made. It is just the beginning of 2025, yet we are already witnessing several groundbreaking breakthroughs China has made in technology industry, in cultural industry, military, economy, environmental protection. I can name a few here. As we all know, in the technology industry, during the Chinese New Year, DeepSeek made a great achievement in AI technology with a much lower cost and made it an open source for everyone. It shocked the world and shattered some people's dream fantasy of building a technology monopoly. It's a nightmare for a few, but it's one of the bad things happened to the majority of the people in the world. And during the Spring Festival Gala, for the first time, we saw a group of robots, highly advanced robots, dancing traditional Chinese folk dance with a group of human dancers. They coordinate smoothly, and the robots were able to throw the handkerchiefs and catch them again. It shows the very precise mechanical arm movements. So all of this show you the potential of how this technology can be used in various fields. And just this week, China made another history in cultural industry, the movie industry, because a China-made animation movie made a historical record in global box office. The movie's name is called哪吒 2. It's based on a very well-known story from China's mythology. We all know the story very well. So this movie,哪吒 2, is now the world's highest grossing movie of all time in a single market, racking up a staggering $1.4 billion in ticket sales in China since its release on January the 29th. And it also surpassed a previous record held by Star Wars The Force Awakens, which got $936 million in the United States and Canada in 2015. So this movie,哪吒 2, totally produced by Chinese team. This blockbuster is also the first non-Hollywood film to break into this all-time global top 20 of highest grossing films. Now the movie has also been released in North America and some other countries as well since February the 14th. So I highly recommend you to go to the cinema and watch it because it's pretty amazing. And the success of this movie, I think, showed several things. First, China's movie industry now can produce movies, blockbusters on par with Hollywood. The scenes, the post-production are quite amazing. And China's movie industry couldn't do this 10 years ago. But now within 10 years, they catch up with Hollywood. Second, some media's reports on the demise of China's consumer market is really over-exaggerated. Because the movie got $1.4 billion in ticket sales in just one market, China, and broke into all-time global top list of highest grossing film, beating some previously well-known Hollywood movies just by selling tickets in China. So it shows the potential of Chinese market and China's consumer market. The movie's story is based on a very well-known story from China's mythology, and the character哪吒is a rebellious kid, and his story, we all know it too well. We grew up watching the story being adapted over and over again. So this lead character哪吒is a rebellious kid who always choose resistance over submission, who always challenge the unjust authority. So I won't review too much of the plot of the movie, but at the end of the movie, his friend and his teammates asked him, "You don't want to change the world, do you?" And哪吒replied, "Well, I would like to try." I think this is a perfect reflection of the current world politics, It also shows the spirit of the young people in China. There are also achievements in other fields. For example, in manufacturing sector, China accounts for 28% of global manufacturing output, and that's according to the data of World Bank in 2022. And that surpassed the combined total of the US, Japan, and Germany. And its shipbuilding capacity is 200 times than that of the US. In environmental protection, China leads in wind and solar installations, contributing 40% of the global renewable capacity. Its annual additions exceeds the rest of the world combined. And in military, China has deployed over 200 J-20 fifth-generation stealth fighters, surpassing the US F-2020 Raptor fleet. And the J-20's upgraded engine enhances its combat range and maneuverability. I can continue to name quite a few achievements China has made in different sectors, but I worry I may sound too hubris by showing off all these achievements that my country has made. But what I want to say is, China made all these achievements under sanctions, under isolations, under trade wars. But through the hard work of the generations of Chinese people and their talent, their never stopping spirit, they made those achievements. And it also shows there's an alternative path, and China has made the right decision, choosing its own development method, its own system that suits itself. But of course, whether a country is truly a successful economy, whether it has an equal and harmonious society, it's not determined by how many billionaires you have, how many oligarchs you have. It's determined by whether the fruits of development can be shared by the entire population of the country, including those are the least privileged. The biggest change happening in China in the past 30 to 40 years weren't in the industries that I just mentioned. The biggest change in China happened in the villages, in the mountains, in the most remote areas in this country. In the past 30 years, I grew from a malnourished kid to an overnourished adult. In the past 40 years, roads, railways, hospitals, schools have been built even in the most remote villages in this country. If you travel to Xizang Autonomous Region, which is also known as Tibet, you will notice even just this one nomad's house in a random grassland deep in the mountain has been connected with very affordable electricity and water. And if they need medical support, doctors in the nearby county will drive a motorcycle to see them, to take care of them. And in regions where ethnic minorities are the majority, such as the area like Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, Xizang Autonomous Region, Guangxi, Yunnan, you will see kids of these ethnic minority groups enjoy 15 years of compulsory education for free, just to make sure all these kids can have the tools of knowledge to improve their lives, to change their fate. I remember I visited this county in Guizhou. Every farmer or the villagers are streaming the football events in their village, and streaming and selling their agricultural products to everywhere. And everywhere you go in the village, you will see this huge sign saying, mobile phones are our new farm tools, and live streaming is our new farm work. So that shows the modernization of agriculture in the rural regions in China. Now the farmers are using this technology to do a new kind of farm work. We all know that China lifted 800 million people out of extreme poverty. China contributes to 75% of the global poverty reduction by 2020. But the effort to continue to revitalize rural regions has never stopped. This year is the last year of China's 14th five-year plan, a crucial year. And in just a few weeks, in March, we will have our annual 2 sessions, the most important political meeting that sets up China's yearly goals in politics, international policies, economy, in every field. And central government also released a new paper, continue to focus on rural revitalization. A few things is listed, like how to make sure China has its food security, how to make rural regions a beautiful place, how to drive the modernization of rural regions, how to make sure everyone can have a much more dignified life. China is committed in narrowing the wealth gaps between regions, between people, and also between countries. During the G20 summit in Brazil last year, President Xi attended and gave a speech. And during his speech, he said, if China can make it, other developing countries can make it too. And this is what China's battle against poverty says to the world. So, of course, it's definitely so important that we make breakthroughs in technology, such as what DeepSeek has done. And we made breakthroughs in movie industry, culture industry, like Naja 2, the movie. We made breakthroughs in economy, in manufacturing, but it's also so important that we need to make sure leave no one behind. We need to make sure everybody in the society can live a dignified life. In this time, this crucial time, we are facing multiple challenges in the world. It's more important than ever that we join hands to build multipolarity. I hope we can all join hands to build this community with a shared future for all mankind. I'm Jingjing. I will be covering the upcoming 2 sessions, bring you the latest on China's economic plans, politics, diplomacy, etc. So do follow my reports on any social networks. And if you have any questions, let me know. Very honored to be given this opportunity to speak. I hope to join you. See you next time.